What if I told you that something like skipping leg day could cost you $450,000? Sounds extreme, I know, but hear me out. This all started when I read this article that I was having a really hard time believing. At first I thought to myself, this has to be like some nefarious source. Like, at the end of this article, they're gonna try to get me to sign up for a gym membership using my social security number or something crazy. I mean, I was just having a hard time believing that it's possible that maybe health is a link to wealth. As if some simple exercise is gonna give me a 7 to 12% wealth premium over those who don't, or allow me to spend $2,500 less in healthcare costs during the year. But it turns out that's actually true. And it does come from some very non-nefarious sources. So could health actually beget wealth? Honestly, it's intriguing. As someone who has absolutely been struggling to get his heart rate probably over 60 in the past 2 years, I'm starting to wonder if my sedentary lifestyle is maybe gonna cost me some serious money. So here's what I'm gonna do over the next few days. I wanna answer the question, does health actually beget wealth? I think most people are pretty confident by saying that people who are wealthy tend to be more healthy, but does the health actually have a factor in making the person wealthy already? That's what we're trying to figure out. Number two, if this is true, how much wealth can we be talking about here? Number three, depending on how this goes, I'm gonna try to trick myself into getting healthy. Hopefully it helps, because seriously, I really need to. Over the past couple years of parenthood, I have lost about 20 pounds. And the thing is, losing 20 pounds does not actually mean healthy. I am not healthy. I am not exercising. I'm not doing so good. I'm feeling very lethargic. So this is important. So over the next few days, we're gonna try to make some things happen. So today I did some research. Of course, got a little coffee in before. And what I found is actually really interesting. And it makes sense. A lot of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it. If you're looking for a little bit of additional motivation to try to help you get in shape, maybe that's going to push you to get into this, could be something that's gonna help you get there. I know I'm motivated by money and finances, so for me, maybe it's something that's gonna help me trick myself to get in shape. Okay, the first thing that makes sense. I'm just gonna read my research real quick. So, physically active workers take 2 to 3 fewer sick days annually. This can, of course, help you make more money. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, but also if you work in a corporation, it can be more promotionable. So maybe you're more likely to get a promotion because you're reliably at your job. It's a hard one to put a number on, an exact number for us to calculate how much more you might make, but this might roll into some of the other ones. The next one we said, now I said this one earlier, people who exercise regularly have lower healthcare costs, averaging $2,500 per year. So now, let's do some simple math. If we invested the $2,500 over 25 years, that's gonna grow to around $182,000. This is if we use an 8% rate of return. So we're already over $150,000 for motivation. Come on, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. Next up, wait, by the way, you might need to get a gym membership for this, so that's gonna take a bit of money out of your pocket, but it's gonna be well worth it. You would still make much more money if you were saving $2,500 per year. This next one's very interesting. So this Journal of Labor Research study found that men who exercise regularly make about 6% more than their sedentary counterparts, and it's actually better for women. Women earn about 10% more. So now what we can do is we could be conservative and we could say, okay, let's take the median income in the United States. It's around $60,000 a year. And let's say if you're a man, we're gonna be conservative here. If you're a man, you make 6% more per year. Well, that's $3,600, okay? Boom. We just got $3,600 and $2,500. These are financial reasons to exercise, right? Let's do some simple math again. $3,600. If we invest that over 25 years at 8%, we get about $263,000. Hey, we just found a lot of money, right? If we add these two up, we're almost at $450,000. Congratulations, everyone. All we need to do is exercise a little bit. Apparently, that's the key. we make more money if we exercise. So far, that's what I'm gaining from all of this. Now, in my research, there are some other things that they're kind of hard to directly correlate to exact dollar figures, but we're going to talk about these soon because they are very important, and I think you're going to want to hear about these things. So the first thing, though, we need to do now is I'm going to try to start exercising. I think this is motivation enough for me to get going. $450,000, people, come on. I'm going to start a plan tomorrow. I am going to do some running and we'll figure it out. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it, but we're gonna do this. Make some money, come on. So I slept on this and I've been thinking, and I really have come to the conclusion about just like how like the lack of energy I have lately. The fact that I just can't, like, I have a toddler. It's really, really hard to not feel like just completely lethargic, just like tired, just always tired. I'm reading this research and I'm trying to think maybe it really is the fact that exercise and getting some activity and some daily activity might change this. If that is so, it could help me make more videos, it could help me with my job, it could help me make more money, and it could potentially benefit me financially 100%. It's really what I'm hoping. Look, if I do some exercise and it helps me feel better and maybe like gets me out of this lethargic, like just like tired feeling all the time, I'm gonna be so happy. So here's the plan. Here at my in-laws' house, I have access to a treadmill and I'm gonna do push-ups and I'm gonna do some sit-ups and things like that. Also, I'm gonna try to go run when I can and get out of the house. So I have some things to do here. In Manila where I live, my building, it actually has a full gym, like a nice gym. So I'll go to the gym there. Now, I don't have to pay for gym membership. Hey, I'm already ahead a bit here. So today, first day of exercise, but I have a confession for you. I accidentally exercised 2 days ago. When I made the intro of this video, I had to do that take so many times. I did so many squats, I thought I was gonna die. I couldn't walk up the stairs right after, like immediately after, I could barely walk up the stairs, let alone until today I'm still kind of sore. So anyway, this is the start. $450,000! So hot. I didn't get very far. The plan was do push-ups and pull-ups outside, also after you run, and it's so crazy hot out. I don't know, I can't do it, people. It's too hot. It's too hot. It's crazy out here. So I'm gonna go home and do some push-ups and pull-ups. I can't even do pull-ups at home. I'm gonna do push-ups and sit-ups. Push-ups and sit-ups. Not unhappy with the results so far. 50 push-ups. Hey, not too bad, right? I did 60 sit-ups, happy with that. I'm embarrassed about how much I did for running. I maybe made like 10 minutes out there. But you know what, all in all, I think I did a pretty good job. I'm not unhappy about it. We're making progress, we're making progress. On to the next day. We're gonna get into some of the cognitive benefits here, relate that to money. But first, I texted a friend so we could go and play some tennis. Here we go, we're gonna go play some tennis. It's been a long time. I don't know how this is gonna go. Hope I don't hurt myself. All right. Okay. I want to tell you personally about how I feel, give you a little background about what has happened over the past week. But first, I want to talk about some of the benefits that I mentioned before. These are kind of non-monetary benefits. We can't put a direct number on these, but these are things that can potentially also help us earn more money. Yeah, I'm going to read off my notes here. So according to University of British Columbia Brain Research 2014, regular aerobic exercise increases hippocampal volume, potentially improving financial decision-making quality. I like the idea of increasing hippocampal volume. The idea that maybe it can improve financial decision-making, hey, I like that. Whatever hippocampal activity is. Okay, another thing we have, a correlation between self-control. So this is Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences 2018. These traits strongly predict financial success. So people who tend to have better self-control, for example, tend to probably be better financially. For example, they're not going to go out and they're not going to spend frivolously. They're not going to gamble their life savings away. They're not going to do anything that's not very prudent financially because they have better self-control. Traits that predict financial success. This is from London School of Economics study in 2019. They found that traits associated with maintaining regular exercise routines, consistency, goal setting, delayed gratification, these strongly overlap with traits that predict financial success. So again, people with these traits of people who are exercising often, they also correlate with people who have financial success. Okay, so next up, I do want to talk to you about how it's gone the past week, how I'm feeling, a little personal update. But before that, I wanted to get to that important question that I posed. Does wealth beget health, or does health beget wealth? That's kind of the most important thing to me to understand from this whole thing. So I have some thoughts on it after this past week. So there's a widely publicly accepted public health format called the social determinants of health. Now this recognizes that wealth and income, they are significant factors when it comes to health outcomes. And so studies, they consistently show disparities between socioeconomic classes and people's health. I'm sure it's not shocking to you, but the wealthy part of these socioeconomic classes, they have longer lifespans, they have better health in general. And so I've been thinking a lot over the past few days about whether health begets wealth or wealth begets health. And when I say that, what I really mean is that it's kind of like a chicken or the egg type thing, right? Does being healthy make you more money? Or is it just that people who have more money, they're just healthier? What I've kind of determined over this past few days, past week, is that maybe it's not that like health has to beget wealth or wealth has to beget health, but maybe it's more of a loop. Maybe it's more of a cycle. Like in terms of does health beget wealth? Well, we know that people who are healthy, they tend to have longer working careers, more productivity over their lifetimes. A lot of them will probably spend less money in healthcare expenses on average, so they're going to have more money to invest and build their wealth. And at the same time, higher cognitive functions and energy levels, these things lead to having higher positions in companies and overall just making more money. So health can 100%, I think, beget wealth. Now on the other side, wealth begetting health, of course, no one's really arguing that this doesn't occur. We all know that people in socioeconomic classes, they have access to things like better medicine, they have better nutrition, they have access to things like gym memberships because they have more disposable income. They live in areas that have more access to parks and better drinking water and better less air pollution, better air quality. They tend to have less stress, let's say, in terms of finances at least. So there are a slew of reasons why people who are wealthy tend to be healthier, and that's not really up for debate. But what is up for debate in this video at least is whether or not it is part of the people being healthy making them also wealthy. And I think it is a part of it. That's my 2 cents. A little bit about how things have been going for me. Okay, so it's been about a week since I started this. And like I was saying, I was completely lethargic. You know what? I had brain fog. It's just been a lot of brain fog over a while. And so since I went to play tennis on day 3, I did continue to do some push-ups, some sit-ups, running on the treadmill. So I did keep up with that. On day 6, I came back here to Manila and I was able to go to the gym. I told you it's a nice looking gym. Look at this place. This is in my building. So I did some real weightlifting, not really heavy weights, but got those muscles stimulated. I couldn't even move my body. Like getting out of bed was so extremely hard. Today I haven't done anything. Today's a rest day, okay? Nothing is going on today, no physical activity for me. I need some rest. But what I will tell you, I 100% feel, I don't really feel lethargic right now. I feel like my energy level is coming back. I feel like I am doing actually a lot better. Don't know if it's a placebo effect or something like that. I really don't think it is. I think that feeling just good. And if you've liked this video, I want you to take a look at this video that's flashing right now, because this is a video about what I think has been wrong with personal finance YouTube and what kind of led me to make a video like this. And hopefully you'll like this and I'll make videos like this going forward. So let me know if you did like this, because I need to know if I'm gonna make more of these. Thank you so much. Thanks for the support of watching this whole video. I'll see you in the next one.